Dear ladies and gentlemen, today I came to tell someone that success isn't something you chase, it's something you align with. It's not a destination, it's a flow, a rhythm, and when you step into that divine flow, your purpose, your peace, and your power meet you right where you are. You've been taught that grinding and hustling is the only way forward, but the truth is, success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are while you're doing it. You were created with purpose. And when you live with intention, something shifts. You stop running from pressure and start rising in peace. You stop performing for people and start producing from purpose. Let me break it down. There are laws, not just laws of nature, but spiritual laws that govern how success flows into your life. These laws aren't man-made, they're God-breathed, eternal, and available to everyone. And if you get in alignment with these laws, success won't be something you strive for, it'll become something that chases you. The first law, the law of pure potentiality, you are not limited by your past, your pain, or your people. You are limitless because you were created by the limitless one. Stop shrinking, start seeing the potential within you. Then comes the law of giving. You think you're lacking, but the fastest way to abundance is generosity. When you give freely, from your time, your gifts, your words, you open the door for blessings to return pressed down, shaken together, and running over. There's the law of karma, cause and effect. Every decision you make is a seed. You don't get oranges from apple seeds. What you sow, you will reap. So don't expect peace while planting bitterness. Don't expect joy while sowing jealousy. Choose your seeds wisely. Then we have the law of least effort. Yes, least effort. That doesn't mean laziness. It means letting go of control and moving with grace, not force. Some of you are exhausted because you're trying to push what God wants you to flow in. Stop forcing. Start trusting. Next is the law of intention and desire. What you desire matters, but intention gives it direction. Don't just want success. Want it for the right reason. Want it to serve. Want it to bless. Want it to glorify something greater than yourself. The law of detachment teaches us to let go of how and when things must happen. You can't have faith and control at the same time. Let go of the outcome and trust the process. God's plan is still good even when it doesn't look like your plan. Finally, the law of Dharma, purpose. You're not here by accident. There's something only you can do. You're not called to copy. You're called to create. Don't waste your calling trying to mimic someone else's mission. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not just words. These are principles that can unlock your destiny. You're not just here to survive. You're here to thrive. You're not just here to succeed. You're here to serve with significance. And when you align with these laws, success will no longer be a struggle. It will become your standard. 10 key points of the speech. Success is alignment, not just achievement. It flows when you are in harmony with spiritual principles. You are full of potential, your origin is divine, and your possibilities are limitless. Generosity attracts abundance. Giving with a pure heart unlocks blessings. You reap what you sow. Every decision is a seed. Your future is shaped by today's choices. Least effort doesn't mean laziness, it means flowing with grace, not forcing outcomes. Desire needs direction. Intention aligns your desires with your higher calling. Let go of control. Detachment is faith in motion. You don't need to know the outcome to trust the process. Your calling is unique. Don't mimic others. Live the life God has assigned to you. True success includes service. Success that only benefits you is incomplete. Your life has purpose. You're not here by accident. You're here to bring something the world needs, certainly. Here is a ***, greatly expanded version of key point 1 ***, delivered in a ***, motivational, faith-filled tone ***, and in the style of Stephen Furtick, without using any subtitles or conclusions. Success isn't just something you go out and get, it's something you come into agreement with. It's not about chasing things, it's about choosing alignment. See, most of us have been trained to believe that the harder we push, the more we'll receive. That if we grind harder, wake up earlier, sleep less, hustle more, we'll find success waiting at the finish line. But let me tell you something real. Success doesn't work like that in the spiritual realm. There's a kind of success that the world applauds. Money, titles, followers, fame. But there's another kind of success. Heaven's definition of success. That is rooted not in what you accomplish, but in who you become while you're moving forward. This kind of success comes when your actions, your heart, your mind, and your spirit are aligned with truth, with purpose, and with divine timing. It's not about climbing a ladder that leads to nowhere. It's about stepping into the flow of who you were always meant to be. When you're aligned with your Creator, when your motives are purified, when your faith outweighs your fear, you stop striving and start thriving. Some of you are fighting battles God never told you to fight. You're running after dreams He never assigned to you, and that's why you're tired, that's why you're anxious, that's why you keep hitting wall after wall, because you're chasing something that was never meant for you. But when you align with your assignment, when you get into the rhythm of what heaven has already written for your life, favor starts to follow you. Doors open not because you banged on them, but because God already prepared them. Opportunities come not because you demanded them, but because you were ready to receive them. Peace flows not because life got easier, but because your soul got quieter. That's what alignment does. It doesn't remove every obstacle, but it positions you to overcome with grace instead of with grind. It's not that you stop working. It's that your work becomes worship. It becomes partnership. It becomes purpose in motion. And when your inside world is aligned with truth, your outside world starts to reflect that. People around you may not understand it. They'll wonder why you're so calm in chaos, why you're stable in storms, why you're grateful even when nothing seems to be going your way. And it's because you're not chasing anymore. You're aligned, and alignment attracts what striving never could, certainly. Here's an expanded, deeply motivational version of Key Point 2 written in Stephen Furtick's bold, emotionally driven style without any subtitle or conclusion. There is something inside you right now that's bigger than the battle you're facing. There is a power, a potential, a promise placed in you long before the pressure showed up. But most people never tap into it. You know why? Because they keep measuring their future by the pain of their past. They keep defining their identity by what they went through instead of who they're becoming. But hear me, you are not your past. You are not your failure. You are not the rejection, the mistake, the divorce, the diagnosis, or the season that broke you. You are the seed of infinite possibility. You are the result of divine intention. There is potential in you that you haven't even seen yet. And just because it hasn't been activated doesn't mean it isn't real. The world will try to label you based on your limits, but heaven calls you by your capacity. God sees what hasn't even been revealed yet. He sees the greatness that's buried under insecurity. He sees the brilliance that's hiding behind fear. And He knows how to unlock what's been lying dormant inside your spirit. Some of you are living stuck because you've settled for survival. You've convinced yourself that this is the best it's going to get, so you've stopped dreaming, stopped praying bold prayers, stopped believing for more. But I came to shake you today. I came to tell you, there's more in you. There's power in you. There's purpose in you. And when you start believing in your own potential, that's when chains start breaking. You weren't created to fit in. You were created to stand out. You weren't built to blend with the background. You were born to rise, and yes, it will be hard. Yes, it will require pain, patience, and perseverance. But the potential in you is proof that your present limitations are not permanent, and I don't care what the world said. I don't care who told you you're not enough. You have been wired by the divine with the capacity to grow, to stretch, to impact, to overcome. You are not a mistake. You are asterisk asterisk miracle in motion asterisk asterisk. You carry ideas, solutions, breakthroughs, and answers that the world needs, and it's time to stop hiding. It's time to stop shrinking. It's time to believe again. Potential is not just what you can do. It's who you already are, waiting to be revealed, and the moment you recognize it is the moment your life changes, absolutely. Here's a asterisk asterisk deep, emotionally charged expansion of key point 3 asterisk asterisk in the motivational and convicting style of Stephen Furtick without any subtitle or conclusion. Every choice you make is not just a moment, it's a seed. Every word you speak, every attitude you allow, every decision you take, it's all planting something, and the ground doesn't care what you plant. If you plant bitterness, the ground will grow it. If you plant grace, it'll grow that too. But you don't get to harvest peace while planting chaos. You don't get joy while sowing jealousy. You can't expect to reap love when you're sowing pride. We live in a cause and effect world, but most people are shocked by the effects they experience because they're disconnected from the cause. But there is no mystery, there is no random. What you put in is what comes out. What you tolerate in private will grow into fruit in public. Your life today is the harvest of the seeds you planted yesterday. And your life tomorrow, that depends on what you're planting right now. Some of us are frustrated with the fruit, but we're refusing to face the root. We're blaming God, blaming people, blaming timing, when in truth we've been planting fear instead of faith. We've been watering negativity instead of nurturing trust. We've been feeding resentment instead of releasing forgiveness. And listen to me, you don't just sow with actions, you sow with thoughts. You sow with your mindset. You sow with what you meditate on in the quiet moments, what you rehearse in your head when no one is watching. Seeds aren't just physical, they're spiritual. That unforgiveness you're holding onto, it's a seed. That comparison you keep fueling, that's a seed. That habit you're justifying instead of surrendering, that's a seed too. But here's the hope, you're still sowing. That means you can start sowing different. You don't have to keep living under a curse you created. You can break the cycle by planting something better today. You can sow faith in the same field you once sowed fear. You can sow integrity where you once sowed compromise. You can sow courage where you once allowed doubt to take root. Don't let a bad season convince you that you have a bad future. The ground doesn't judge you by your past. It responds to your seed. And God is gracious enough to give you new ground and new grace every single morning. So start sowing intentionally. Start sowing prayerfully. Start sowing with vision, because your harvest will always reflect what you planted, even if it takes time to see it. What you do today is shaping what you'll walk into tomorrow. The question is, what are you sowing, of course? Here's a asterisk asterisk long, passionate expansion of key point 4 asterisk asterisk, written in a asterisk asterisk raw, faith-filled Stephen Furtick, inspired tone asterisk asterisk, without a subtitle or conclusion. Some of you are exhausted, and not because you're lazy. Not because you're not trying. You're tired because you've been asterisk asterisk, forcing asterisk asterisk things that were never meant to be forced. You've been pushing open doors that were supposed to open asterisk asterisk in God's time asterisk asterisk, not yours. You've been striving, stretching, manipulating, grinding, controlling, trying to make everything happen in your own strength. And now you're standing there, drained, frustrated, and wondering why it still feels like you're stuck. But hear me, asterisk asterisk force is not the same as faith. Asterisk asterisk hustle is not the same as harmony. Control is not the same as trust. And God never called you to live your life in a headlock, choking the joy out of your own journey just to prove a point or please people. There's a spiritual principle that many people overlook. Asterisk asterisk, what comes from force must be sustained by force. Asterisk asterisk, if you force that relationship to work, you'll have to force it to survive. If you force that opportunity to open, you'll constantly live in fear of it closing. But what God opens flows. What God breathes on grows. What God builds stands. See, there's a difference between effort and graceful effort. It's not that you won't work, of course you'll work, but there's a peace in the process. There's a rhythm to the grind. When you're in alignment, things begin to click into place. Not always easily, but with clarity. You stop feeling like you're climbing a mountain with a broken leg. You stop waking up anxious every morning because the weight of it all is too much. You start operating with a new kind of strength one that comes from trust, not tension. And here's the reality. Sometimes God will let things fall apart, not to punish you, but to pull you out of something you were never supposed to build in the first place. That plan you tried to hold together with your own hands, that dream that was built more on fear of failure than on faith in your purpose, God will let it collapse, not because he's cruel, but because he's redirecting you to something better. You don't have to fight so hard to be seen. You don't have to hustle so hard to be loved. You don't have to manipulate people or push timelines to prove that you're enough. The pressure you're carrying might not be from God. It might be from pride. It might be from fear. It might be from the need to control every detail because you're scared to let go. But letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the flow of grace. It means choosing to believe that if it's meant for you, it will come. And if it doesn't, it was never part of your divine assignment. Rest isn't weakness. Peace isn't laziness. Stillness isn't failure. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is release your grip and let grace lead. Stop forcing it. Start trusting him. He knows the way better than you do. Absolutely. Here's an intense and deeply reflective expansion of key point 5 in a bold, spirit-stirring style inspired by Stephen Furtick. Without any subtitle or conclusion, what you want is important. Don't let anyone tell you that your desires don't matter, but listen desire without direction is just distraction A wish without intention becomes a weight. You end up chasing things that don't fill you. You reach the top of the ladder only to realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. The desire itself isn't the problem. God put desire in you on purpose. The problem is when desire becomes detached from purpose. When we want things just to prove something. When we chase goals to get back at people who left us. When we seek attention because we never got affirmation. That's when desire becomes dangerous. And that's why intention matters so much. Because it asks the deeper question, not just what do I want, but why do I want it? What's underneath the dream? What's driving the decision? What spirit is fueling your ambition? You can desire success, but is your intention to serve or just be seen? You can desire influence, but is your intention to build or to boast? You can desire financial freedom, but is your intention to bless others or to feel superior? If your desire is pure, but your intention is toxic, your success will end up hollow. You'll get there and still feel empty. You'll achieve it but won't enjoy it, because anything built on broken intentions will never bring peace to your soul. That's why God checks the heart, not the numbers, not the followers, not the paycheck. The heart. Because if the heart is off, everything else will be off even if it looks right on the outside. But when the intention is aligned, the energy shifts. You don't just chase results, you carry meaning. You don't just want things, you want them for the right reason. You're not just building, you're building with integrity, and that changes everything. And some of us have been stuck not because our dream is wrong, but because our motives aren't clean. We've been praying for elevation while harboring envy, asking for favor while sowing comparison, hoping for breakthrough but refusing to purify the why behind it all. But here's the beauty you can reset your intention. You can bring your desires back to God and say, search me, refine me, show me if what I want is really what I need. Because when desire and intention align, favor flows. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop striving and start seeing doors open, not just for you, but through you. God can do amazing things through a surrendered heart and a purified motive. You just have to be willing to go deeper than your desire and let your intention be shaped by something bigger than your ego. Absolutely. Here's a deep and powerful expansion of key point 6 written in a spiritually bold and emotionally resonant style inspired by Stephen Furtick. No subtitle, no conclusion, just raw truth. Some of the greatest stress in your life doesn't come from the situation. It comes from your need control the outcome. You've convinced yourself that unless it happens your way, on your timeline, in your preferred package, it must not be right. But control is a silent killer. It strangles peace. It blocks faith. It keeps your hands full so that God can't place anything new in them. You think if you just try harder, plan tighter, strategize better, then it'll work, then you'll feel safe, then you'll feel secure. But faith doesn't function on your terms. Faith is not control. In fact, faith begins where control ends. If you're still clinging to how it has to look, you're not really trusting. You're just negotiating with God. You can't pray for peace while holding on to your plan like your life depends on it. You can't say, God, lead me, and then try to control every step He takes you through. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you've matured enough to release your version of the outcome. It means you trust that even if it doesn't look like what you wanted, it can still become what you needed. Sometimes the delay is grace. Sometimes the no is protection. Sometimes the closed door is God blocking a shortcut to save you from a setback. But as long as you're obsessed with the outcome, you'll miss the opportunity. As long as you're clinging to how you think it should be, you'll overlook what God is already doing in the present moment. Some of you are frustrated not because you're in the wrong place, but because you refuse to surrender the timeline. You're anxious because you're attached to a picture that God never painted. You're trying to finish a story that He's still writing, and getting mad that it's not wrapping up in your chapter. But real growth, real power, real freedom happens when you say, God, I'm releasing the outcome. I'm trusting the unknown. I'm letting go of how I thought it would go, because I believe you know better. Detachment isn't weakness. It's spiritual strength. It's saying, even if it doesn't go my way, I will still walk in obedience. Even if I don't see results today, I'll still be faithful. Even if the doors don't open on my schedule, I'll keep preparing for when they do. That's not quitting. That's trust on a higher level. You weren't built to carry every detail. You weren't created to script every outcome. That job belongs to God. And He's not confused. He's not panicking. He's not winging it. He knows what He's doing, even when you don't know what's next. So breathe, let go, surrender, not because you've lost, but because you've finally learned who's really in control. You can have faith, or you can have control, but you can't have both. You can trust God's process, or you can cling to your preference. But if you're still trying to manipulate how things unfold, you're not walking by faith. You're walking by fear disguised as planning. And the truth is, real faith means letting go before you know **. Some of us say we trust God, but we've built backup plans in case He doesn't show up. We say, God, I surrender it all, but then we check the progress every 5 minutes, panic when things don't change, and try to fix what He never told us to touch. That's not faith. That's anxiety wrapped in spiritual language. Let me ask you this. Can you still believe when nothing looks like it's working? Can you trust God when the door stays closed, the prayer goes unanswered, the timing feels off, and the silence is loud? Can you keep walking when you don't know where the path leads? Because ** faith isn't proven in comfort. It's proven in chaos **. It's not real trust if you only trust Him when it makes sense. Letting go of control is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. We all want to feel secure. We want guarantees. We want results. But God doesn't work on the basis of your checklist. He works on the basis of your trust. And sometimes the greatest move of faith is not stepping forward, but stepping back. Not trying harder, but releasing more. It takes courage to release what you think should happen, to detach from what you pictured, to say, God, I don't have to understand it to believe you're in it. That's maturity. That's spiritual authority. That's real growth, and I know it's scary. We think if we let go, we'll lose control, but the truth is, you were never in control to begin with. You didn't write the beginning. You can't control the middle, and you sure don't get to dictate the ending, so why not surrender it all to the one who sees it from start to finish? Why not trust the God who's already standing in your future while holding your hand in the present? When you release the outcome, you give God room to surprise you, to exceed what you asked for, to redirect you into a purpose that's bigger than your plan. The things you're holding onto so tightly, they might be the very things keeping you from the life you were born to live. Sometimes the blessing doesn't come when you let go, it comes because you let go. So stop gripping what God is trying to remove. Stop delaying what God wants to do now, just because it doesn't look like what you imagined. He doesn't need your permission, he needs your participation, he needs your surrender, because when you finally let go, that's when the peace comes, not because everything changed, but because you did. You stopped demanding, you started trusting, and that changes everything.